In order to properly manage and use Data Integrator, server settings and features must be configured after you install the tool for the first time. Some administration topics include server configuration, license management, user accounts and role sets, shared storage, security, and global values. We'll look at a few of those topics today. After installing the tool for the first time, the tool contains two default user logins, admin and super. The password for each is the same. I'm going to log into the tool as a super user and supply the password of super also. Notice that after I've logged into the tool, it says that a license was not found. This is the first task that we need to accomplish through the admin portion of the tool. We'll select the admin icon and we'll navigate into the administrative section. We'll then navigate to the license tab where we'll upload our license file. We'll select the upload button and now we can browse and locate our .slc file indicating our license file. In this case happens to be on my desktop. I've selected the license file. Now we can see our license file was successfully uploaded. From the Users tabs, we can add or edit user accounts. We can import user accounts from another server, or we can export these user accounts to be used on another server as well. Roles and role sets determine the rights for each user inside Data Integrator. Roles are predefined rights associated with users. Roles assigned to users determine the actions granted to that particular user after sign-in. From the Users tab, we see that the default super and admin user are already listed. We'll now add an additional user who will be able to log into the Data Integrator server. We'll select the Add User button from the toolbar, and now we can specify the name of this particular user and the username that they will specify during login. We may call this user Data Integrator User and specify a username of user1. You could also specify any password or default password that they could change upon their first login. We'll give the default password the same as the username. Now confirm the password. From the role pull-down, we can select the appropriate role for this user. In this case, we'll make this user a project lead and an administrator. You can get additional information on the exact definition of all of these roles from the help. And now we've created our new user 1. Shared storage is a key concept within Data Integrator. Shared storage is an associated name for the location to data files used inside of our maps and processes. We'll now create a shared storage location. To create a shared storage location, we'll select the Add button. We will now specify the name of our shared storage location. We'll name this shared storage location Sample Repo for Repository. We'll now specify the path that we'll associate with our shared storage location. This path will actually point to a directory on our Data Integrator server. We will want to make sure that we save our changes once we've specified our shared storage location. Once we've saved our shared storage location, we can now navigate to the Macros tab. When we navigate to the Macros tab, we see that Data Integrator has auto-generated a global macro value referencing the shared storage location that we just specified. We'll now add an additional global macro that we might use within our Data Integrator instance. From the Add pull-down, we'll select Macro, where we'll add a new global macro. This macro that we may be specifying might reference our Salesforce user account. We might name this global macro SF_user. And the value for this global macro will specify to our Salesforce login account. In this case, we'll specify training@pervasive.com. Once we save this global macro, it will now be accessible across the entire Data Integrator instance.